tanks and trucks 24/7, and here we have another Vkar car. This one is the Vkar Racing 110 scale 4-drive brushless buggy. It's called the V.4B. Now Vkar does have a short course truck, I just done that video recently, and it also does have the awesome Vkar Bison, which I think a lot of you people know. Now this one does come in brushed or brushless. Of course, I have the brushless version here. It does come in red, blue and green, which I have. Now it does have some specs here. Aluminium motor mount, coilover shocks, metal steering parts, that must mean there's metal components in the steering mechanism, aluminium chassis, aluminium shock mounts, and it is ready to run. So there's the other side of the box, not much to it. We'll go through each of these individual parts in the video. Now if you want to go check it out, link is in the description. It is from GearBest, and yeah, I haven't really seen these much on the internet, on YouTube. It's my first 1/10 scale buggy really. I don't really have a buggy at all. I think I've got a smaller one, about 1/12 scale, but nothing at this size. Okay, so in this box, we get the little rear wing, which is just held on via body clips, controller. There's your cable for the included battery charger, which is this guy here. How this guy charges is it just uses the balance lead. You can charge a 2S or 3S battery. Pretty simple, not the quickest, but hey, it gets you out of a bind, and especially if you don't have one to begin with. So here is a 2.4 GHz transmitter. It's exactly the one that came with the short course truck that I just reviewed recently. It does only require 4 AA batteries. Really nice in the hand. You can also steer with one hand and film with the other if you really want to, but it's got like a nice little rubber grip on the steering wheel here. Basic throttle and steering dual rate, throttle trim and steering trim. Throttle dual rate's really good. If you have younger kids, you can just always turn it down so you can, you know, make them get the hang of it, and then always turn it back up again when you want to have a go, or when they get more experienced. Also got a little third button switch here, or third channel switch, sorry, but it doesn't really do anything. Okay, now in the other bag you do get 3 different sizes of Allen keys, and also your VKB 10 instruction manual. Now Vkar cars are really good. I always say Vkar Bison because it's so popular, but Vkar racing cars are really good. The Vkar Bison was incredible. The latest Vkar short course truck that I have, so far so good. I still need to do the little test with that. So I have high hopes for these ones as well. Considering their price, they have a place in the market. So here it gives us a little basic rundown. And I always say this when I look at these, it's good for a beginner if you don't know what you're talking about or don't know what you're looking at. Read the instructions. It does give you a nice exploded view of the components of the cars and all the parts listings that you need. Alright, now what we really want to see is the car. I actually like this green. Now I was wrong about the rear wing here. It has a little mechanism here. It's got like a little plastic washer, and it's got a hardware screw to lock it all down. So we'll undo this, and then we can actually put this on, because all buggies look better with a wing. It's a really deep dish. I don't know if it's just functional or for looks, or it actually does help with downforce. I know with the racing guys it does, but not too sure about this one. But definitely find out. Sorry if you can hear a bit of a noise in the background. That's the 3D printer going on. I'm just printing a mount for a Hobbywing Max 5 for a project coming up for an X-Max. It'll be pretty interesting, but here we go. Not much to this. Here we go. That is it. There is how it looks on the side. It does look really nice. I like this low slung body. A very small platform. I know buggies are really popular, especially a lot of the tracks have a lot of I guess classes for these guys. But anyway, let's have a look at the body. Take off the cover. Alright, there we go, much better. Really nice colour green, nice and glossy. Does have text on the side, V.4B plus. It's actually quite nice, not just green, it's got a nice pattern to it with a bit of grey on the side as well. We'll take off the body, good old flex test. Very stiff this way, that's for sure, but it's because it's got this kind of ridge that gives it support. But everything else is nice. Got like a little clear window in there. Pretty sweet, backed in with some silver paint on the inside. Now the rear wing is the same as the main body of course, and it's nice and flexible, won't really break off under hard impacts, and that's nicely secured with these 2 screws. Alright, so we might as well start. Let's have a look at the individual components. First up here we have a 4-pole brushless ferrule motor, and it's a 3650 3300 kV. Now it's paired up to a WP10 BL60 ready to run, so that's a 60 amp ESC rated from 2S to 3S. Wouldn't want to put a 4S in here at all, but it also does have a 6 volt BEC in there as well. It is waterproof. Now it does also include, because it's ready to run, a nice LiPo battery. As you can see, it runs Dean's plugs as well. And these are Vkar Bison, or sorry, I always say Vkar Bison, Vkar Racing hard case LiPos are pretty good. It is a 3-cell, 3,500 milliamp hours, not the biggest, but for this car, I guess it'll give you decent runtime, probably 15 minutes. It also has a 25C rating as well. It does have nice straps here to hold it down, and they loop through the bottom onto the plastic section of the chassis, and it also, obviously you can see, a nice middle aluminium part. Seems fairly decent, nicely countersunk, as you'd expect, nothing will get hung up underneath there. Now on the same side of the battery you have your servo sitting upright, and that's not much, it's metal geared. I'm not too sure if it's waterproof or not, but it also does, as you can see right down there, have a servo saver as well to, you know, prevent any major damage to the servo when you have a big landing. It does also seem to be ball bearinged, which is nice to see, and yeah, pretty standard stuff. Now underneath this little cover held down by a body clip is your 3-channel receiver. That's it, pretty basic stuff. So if you always wanted to put something on that 3rd channel switch, you really could. Not too sure you would with this, but it's there if you want to. Now as it's a buggy, it's got 3 differentials, as you can see here, center, rear and the front. They are metal internal gears as well, and the pinion is a metal pinion rubbed up to or mated up to a plastic spurgy. But you know, nothing wrong with that. It does have a nice mesh from the factory. Seems really easy to change the mesh as well. Nothing too hard about this. Seems like a really nice simple design. It does have this cover that I just took off to show you the gearing here that just slides over, which is nice, I guess. It kind of forms a brace, an additional bracing, and it kind of protects the spur and the pinion getting mucked up with some dirt or little small rocks. Now there's a tiny little drive shaft there. It's dog bone, obviously metal, and from the center to the rear we have another dog bone style metal drive shaft. Now talking about drive shafts, the front CVD, you can see it does have some adjustment. You've got camber adjustment. All the links here aren't fixed, so you can adjust the toe in and toe out. It also does have sway bars as well. You can also see a lot of adjustments for the suspension, one at the bottom of each suspension arm, and there are 3 holes at the top of the front and the rear shock towers. Now talking about shocks, here they are here. These are aluminium bodied coilover shocks, so you can adjust the preload if you like. Very easy. Plastic bottoms and tops, but it's not too bad, not springy at all. We'll see how that goes when we take it to the track, but that's, like I always say, that's an easy fix. Now the back is very similar to the front, as you can see. Majority of plastic. The rear wing is plastic as well. Same fairly thick shock tower with the same amount of adjustments in there as well. So looks pretty good. Looks like a nice little design, very simple. Does also have the retainers here for the suspension pins, are quite thick aluminium as well. Now the bracing is all plastic from the rear tier, and you can see it's got a little bit of cable management. It's got some little clips there, but it's all plastic. This is all plastic, although the car is fairly light, so it won't really make that big a difference. It's also got the front plastic brace here, which joins on to the center mount there as well. And you'll notice at the tub, it's got a small tub chassis, as you can see, just a little bit of a lip to help stop everything getting in there. But yeah, pretty neat. Now wheels and tyres, well the wheels look like traditional racing buggy wheels, nice and flat, nothing gets stuck in there, no mud or dirt. The tyres seem fairly soft, they are foam inserted, but yeah, see how they perform. Now not too much else to say about this, but I've got to test it out, do a speed test obviously, and also take it to, not going to do really a bash with this one, I've got to take it to actual track where I can actually see it in the real world, where you probably use it. Wouldn't be bashing this, doing backflips with it. But yeah, link is in the description, want to go check it out. It is from GearBest. Any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. If you haven't, please subscribe and hit that little bell button so you get notified. And also in the description box there's also my link for my Instagram account and also my Facebook account. So thanks guys, Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7, and I'll see you in the next video.